So, what's your name and give us your name and your position in the Revolution Group?
So my name is Rex Elanu. I'm the National Public Secretary of our party, the African National Congress.
Okay. Sorry. Go on, sir.
I need to introduce myself. My name is Rex Elanu. I'm the National Public Secretary of the African National Congress.
Okay.
The ANC party.
So far today, the it looks like there is a lot of improve on this case today.
Well, the case is just it's a case that has dragged for so long, and in my personal opinion, and even in the opinion of the party, it's needless to be dragging such an irrelevant, frivolous case like this. That should record Tinubu a criminal. You need to know that that's where the genesis of all this started. And he said that he defamed the president by calling him a criminal. And even the president who was called a criminal has not come out to say he was defamed. So you see how state resources have been wasted all these months, just in the process of dragging Sowore and trying to fight vindictively for a president who is not even, I don't know if he's aware he was called a criminal. I don't even know if he can come out boldly and defend that he's not a criminal anymore. But what happened in court today was, of course, you saw Sowore defended himself in court. His lawyers have expressed fears and lack of confidence in that courtroom, in that judge. So they are not willing to come before that same courtroom or the same judge and come and seek justice. This was the same court and the same judge, Justice Mohammed Umar, who asked a lawyer, Marshal Abubakar, to kneel down in open court. Of course, Marshal didn't kneel because it's strange to law in Nigeria. But for you to have a judge in 2026 asking a lawyer to kneel, it's even more than, I don't know how to call it. It's not
humiliation,
authoritarianism, or I don't know what to call it, but it's not something that should be seen anywhere around our judicial space. And what happened today is Sowore asking for the judge to give more time so that he can shop for lawyers. Of course, during this election period, lawyers are busy with cases and the ones we had expressed their lack of confidence in getting justice from that side. So I think the judge eventually, with June 15th, will be coming back to the same court. But what's the most important, even more than all the shenanigans around this case, is the fact that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is so scared. And I likened it earlier on to the story in the Bible, where King Herod heard from so-called wise men who were traveling from the east to go and see a king. And the fact that he was told that a king was born in his land, he became threatened. His insecurity rose to a point where he became callous to kill babies just to get rid of the so-called king. I think that's what's happening to Tinubu. His wise men from the intelligence departments, from every other analysis that he has gotten, have realized that Sowore is the biggest threat to Tinubu. He has dealt conveniently with the ADC, with all the other ones who call themselves opposition. But for Sowore and the African National Congress, it's been such a difficult nut to crack. And he will never be able to crack that nut because he will soon realize, I'm sure he has realized, but of course it will soon manifest that the power of the people is far incomparably greater than the people in power.
Okay, going on the forthcoming election, what is the chance of our leader getting the ticket?
Our leader has gotten the ticket already.
Winning the election.
In the election, what are the chances that he wins the election?
Yes.
The truth is that it is the chances of anybody winning a democratic election in this country that has made us consistently come out, agitate for justice in every sphere, whether in the democratic sphere, the judicial, police, or even society as we stand. We've not been having elections in this country. We've been having drama that has been concocted and arranged every 4 years to deceive Nigerians and make us believe that we could change our collective destinies in the next election. Look at what happened in the last election. Look at what's going to happen in the next election, where Tinubu has already appointed his loyal members and proliferated the whole INEC with card-carrying members of the APC. The same Tinubu has appointed about 11 Supreme Court judges, and he just needs about 7 of them in the court to handle the presidential case. The same Tinubu kept Beto Fikayo, the illegal IGP, who overstayed his time just because he was keeping him to do the dirty work for 2027. So there are a lot of apparatus in place by the Tinubu regime, the APC government that was called a terrorist government by a Canadian judge. They've done a lot of their homework to ensure that you don't have free and fair elections, as you've never had it, apart from the one that happened in June 12, 1993. So I'm just saying to you that Tinubu is not prepared to conduct any free, credible, or fair elections. And that's why he's taking out every threat to him ascending the throne a second time. And Sowore Omoyele is the biggest of all of the threats. He knows. And the reason Sowore is the biggest threat is because Sowore is not going to be spending the kind of billions they spend buying votes. But the moment millions of Nigerians who are yearning for justice, who are yearning for a society that, that takes care of their own collective welfare, the moment these millions of Nigerians begin to queue behind Sowore, begin to support Sowore, begin to join the African National Congress, Tinubu knows that there will be no way he will do that abracadabra in the elections and it will stand. We are not those ones that will say, eyes on the judiciary, go to court. We are revolutionaries. You saw what happened yesterday. It was not just because of those kidnapping or it was just an expression of how irritated, frustrated, and disappointed we are in a government that has consistently failed to protect Nigerians all over the country. We heard reports of kidnapping in Kubwa. We heard reports in Borno. It has been happening all around the country, Kwara, Benue, Plateau. And this same government are the ones sharing, Tinubu was sharing cars for people when people are dying and people are taking. So Tinubu knows for a fact that the moment millions of Nigerians begin to follow Sowore, it's game over for him. So when you ask what are his chances of winning, what are Sowore's chances of winning, his chances of winning lies and depends on Nigerians, our decision of whether we are tired of this system, whether we want to continue with this system, or we want to get ourselves liberated.
Thank you.
What is the significant thing that stands Sowore like he stands out above the other?
Well, except we want, the presidential aspirants are talking about which of them, because when I see the presidential aspirants in the APC, the APC has Atiku Abubakar, the former vice president. What did they do differently? Atiku has been part and parcel of those who destroyed this country. As a VP under the Obasanjo regime, I don't even want to start telling you all it's out there for you. I think anybody who's old enough like us understands that Atiku has no credentials or nothing to boast of as someone who has had improved or contributed to the development of this country. The one who you're talking of in the NDC was also a governor for 8 years. What did he do differently there? Nothing spectacular. Did he build a school or a hospital that any of his family members can attend? In fact, he allowed hospitals to go on strike for over a year. If any of his family members attended any of those hospitals, will he be comfortable that doctors were on strike for 1 year? But today he's the one that shouts. So there's nothing special about these guys. We've seen through them. The data is there. We live in an age where we have information, access to information. So nobody should be, trying to whitewash any of these failed politicians. Sowore is someone whose record is very, very undeniable and verifiable. He's been part of the pro-democracy fight in this country for this is like 3 decades of his active participation in fighting for a better Nigeria. They were part of those who fought for the democracy that the Tinubus and the Atikus are bastardizing today. Sowore has been part of every pro-democracy, pro-human rights, pro-people's welfare struggle in this country. And yesterday you saw him walking around this town protesting for the release of our kidnapped students and teachers and even those all around kidnapped people in Nigeria. And we were barricaded with military, police, civil defense and all the security agencies who should have been actually fighting the same insecurity in the forest. But you see the priority of Tinubu. He wants to protect Aso Rock from peaceful protesters, but he's not willing to protect Nigerians from terrorists and bandits. So we don't need to keep going around and trying to be so academic about our situation as human beings. The most fundamental crisis that Nigerians are facing now is even the right for us to exist as human beings. Initially people were saying there's poverty, there's hunger, fuel has gone up, there's inflation, there's unemployment, but you need to even be alive to know if you are hungry or unemployed. And right now Nigerians are living in fear. Those who have money are scared that they could be kidnapped and ransoms will be demanded from them. Those who are poor are also scared that they could be kidnapped and start looking for money to borrow to pay for ransom. A lot of Nigerians have paid ransoms in the millions of naira that they've never spent in their life for themselves. So we've come to a point in time in Nigeria where everybody has to take rescuing this country as a responsibility. Journalists, activists, soldiers, policemen, civilians, lawyers, just name every Nigerian who's affected or who really sincerely desires a country that is sane enough to have 200 million people prosper and progress in it. Every Nigerian that has that feeling should be actively part of rescuing this country. And we're not going to rescue this country by analyzing the issues or analyzing people who have destroyed this country. It's going to happen by actions, collective action, revolutionary action, democratic action. And that's why we say to you guys that Nigeria will never be liberated until we have a revolution in this country, either by the ballots or at the barricades.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
See that this man with call. Can invite him. Will come with that one making call.
He also speaks to our Lagos candidate here.
Huh?
He also speaks to our Lagos state.
This
Yes.
is coming on our show today. We are going to studio.
Okay.
Our upcoming is coming senator.
No, House of Rep.
House of Rep. When you enter, sha bullion va men dey salim dey come my side though. When you enter, sha make sure some bullion va dey come my side. Talk to them. That is a coordinator, Abuja coordinator. This man with
This place is